Do you want to learn how to use Dragon Storm here at Town Hall 10 and 3-star with it? Well, this guide is going to teach you everything that you guys need to know to master this attack strategy, from base identification to how to use your lightning spells and even how to use the back-end Stone Slammer. With that being said, let's jump straight into the guide. So you guys really want to learn how you guys can use this attack strategy. Well, this attack is fairly easy to use. There's very little of, sort of thought involved. However, again, this is an attack that is very base dependent. So in specific to a base design like this, so let's use this base design as an example. What are some things that you're looking for? Well, specifically, you want to try and get at least 1 or 2 air defenses. Now, this is going to determine the number of lightning spells you're bringing. If you are going to be bringing in 4 lightning spells, you're usually going to use them on 2 of them on 2 air defenses to take them out. This gives you basically some value that you can get by just taking out the air defenses. Now, the next thing is, how are you going to get a 3rd air defense? Well, that's specifically going to be your Sui hero going in to take it out. This also causes you to also create the funnel for your dragons to move in. Now, how are you going to set the other side of the funnel? You've got to kind of take a look at the defenses, and then also you really want to take a look at, after you take a look at that, you want to say, all right, is it good to bring a P.E.K.K.A. of some sorts, like in this example, and then maybe bring some wizards on the behind. So again, it's really up to you, but you really want to try and make sure that you can get at least 2 air defenses. And again, it's really dependent on how the base is designed, but then how are you going to deal with that 4th one? So as the dragons move through, you can use a back-end Stone Slammer to get rid of that. That's why you have the haste spell there as well. The haste is specifically going to be used in order to get rid of that air defense. So it's really the critical aspect of this. Now, another thing is, you don't always want to go ahead and fight an air sweeper, especially with this attack, since, again, it's going to be a general nuisance, but again, it's going to slow down your attack. So realistically, you don't want to have your attack getting slowed down. You want to be able to get through it as fast as possible. So obviously, making sure that you use your rage spell as the dragons move into the core along with the loons. So it's really up to you, but definitely this is a strategy that you guys really need to learn, and especially at Town Hall 10. I can't really say that. I've seen it a lot, and it is very, very strong. So again, starting off with the lightning spells on the air defenses, getting rid of those so that then the dragons can get through that area fairly quickly. Since the rest of the air defenses are on the outside here, this makes it fairly easy for the dragons to move in. And again, dealing with the other air defense and also creating the funnel is really, really important. And another thing that we see from here is using the P.E.K.K.A. and wizards on the other side to set the funnel. Now, you don't have to do that. However, if you feel like it's necessary, go for it. P.E.K.K.A.s are a great funnel troop at Town Hall 10, and I would highly recommend that you maybe even try them out yourself. A really, really good unit in order to set that funnel. So remember, as you're entering into the base, you should have to deal with the CC. You may want to bring a poison in this case, or you may want to bring a freeze. Again, it's really up to you. But I would say that bringing a poison to deal with the enemy CC is a good idea. And once you're able to get rid of that Electro Dragon or whatever's in the CC, if it's a damage CC, an Electro Dragon CC, or a Hound CC, if it gets lured, then realistically you want to try and make sure that you poison it. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that you really want to try and make sure that you haste up that back-end Stone Slammer. Any of the loons that go out there will be hasted up, not the Stone Slammer itself. But again, making sure that the loons from that Stone Slammer get rid of the air defense and also a multi-inferno if it's close enough, then that's really going to be up to you and how you guys are going to be doing this attack. Now again, it's fairly easy, and if we take a look at this base design here, there's a Tesla farm. However, because there are so many dragons still up, it really isn't going to do all too much to those dragons. So again, you really want to try and make sure to get as much value as possible with the Sui Hero and the lightning spells. Now again, always base dependent. If you see that those air defenses are slightly more apart, then 100% I would use 4 lightning spells, because you should be able to get at least 2 and take out the other one with the Sui Hero. So again, that's really up to you. So let's go ahead and move on to another example where we show you guys how to deal with it with 2 air defenses right near each other. So if we take a look at this base design right here, I think one of the first things that I notice myself is this little area right here. These 2 air defenses only being protected by a single tile. Now, what can you do with this? Well, if you put the lightning spells slightly in the middle, so for instance right here, if we use it right there, then we can actually weaken those 2 and then use a quake, not a quad quake, but a quake spell in order to take those out. That is called a zap quake. So that should be able to get rid of those 2 air defenses. So you may not always see that, but if you can take advantage of that, that is great. Now, another thing to also keep note of, especially in this example, is that you see the use of the Lava Hound. Why is the Lava Hound being used in an attack like this? Well, specifically, you're only going to be getting 2 air defenses if you're only using 2, 3 lightning spells and an earthquake spell. Specifically, because you're going to be taking this out, you want the Hound here to tank right here, and a back-end Stone Slammer to get rid of the other air defense. Now, in this example, the Sui Hero is specifically just trying to set the funnel, and then it has a dragon up here to set the other side of the funnel. So specifically, what you really want to try and do is, again, set the funnel, but you want to be able to keep that narrow pathing. So making sure that the dragons kind of go there instead of not going into this like L-shaped area. So that then the heroes can deal with that, even though they can't really deal with that wizard tower, and also just moving in through the base and allowing the dragons to be cut off from the funnel from that back-end Stone Slammer so it can reach to the air defense and take that out. That's the idea, and that's sort of the thought process in terms of this attack. Now again, we're going to see from right here as well is that there is an air sweeper that is pointing towards the entry point that we want to aim for. So in terms of this, how are we going to deal with it? Well, again, as I said, you don't really want the attack to be slowed down as much. So bringing a heal and bringing a rage is not actually a bad idea. Another thing to keep note of from this is there is no poison spell. So again, it's up to you on if you guys want to bring the poison spell or not. You can bring a quake spell, or you could bring a freeze spell. If you're going to bring freeze up the multi-infernos and wizard towers. Those are 2 big structures that you could possibly take out. Now again, if we see from here, another Electro Dragon CC, I would say a lot of these were just Electro Dragon CCs, so it gives you guys a good idea of exactly what to deal with in terms of this attack. So again, dealing with the back end Stone Slammer here, making sure to haste up those loons to get them right over to the air defense so that then it could protect all the dragons. Now, one thing that you can't predict is those Seeking Air Mines, so usually that's where most of your dragons are going to fall short. However, again, making sure that you can have good pathing going in, your dragons are not stalling, that is what's really going to get you a 3-star with this attack. So just really you want to try and make sure that you identify that, especially with your army composition. Do you want to bring a tank, so the Lava Hound, or do you not want to bring that and maybe bring 4 lightning spells and then use a Sui Hero on the other side and use the back end Stone Slammer to get to the over to that next air defense? So again, it's really up to you, but again, making sure that you can get as much of the value as possible and keeping all those dragons alive. So we've got one more example here for you guys. So if we take a look at this base design, I think the first thing that I notice, and maybe even you guys notice, is that the air defenses are spaced apart. So there's an air defense here, 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 and also here. So the idea here is to specifically try and get at least one of them and then have the dragons move into another and have the Sui hero deal with a third air defense. So what you really want to try and do here is get rid of the back one as much as possible. You can use a Sui Slammer here to get rid of the other one. You can use a Sui hero right here to get that air defense, and then you have the dragons moving into the base with the rage spells and the heal a little bit later on, but specifically going in and trying to get the multi and also the air defense down. Those are what's really important. And again, entering into an area where there's no air sweeper is really, really nice. So again, kind of identifying specifically here, how you guys can deal with each of those air defenses. If you're gonna be using the back end Stone Slammer, then specifically as your dragons move into the base, you can then use it to sort of cut them off so that then the dragons don't start moving towards the outside. You want to keep them on the inside of the base. Think of it like any other dragon attack that you do at Town Hall 10. Drag bats specifically. So again, it's very similar to that, but instead of using the bats, you're using those lightning spells, and obviously it is a very good method to get you 3 stars if you don't want to use bats, or if you see where the base design is able to defend drag bat. So definitely give this one a try. So again, specifically, we're going to be trying to get an air defense. So kind of a little bit off here. You really want to try and get at least 1 or 2 air defenses with the Sui hero. Usually, most of the time, you're only going to get 1, but if you're lucky enough, you may get 2. But I'm not saying that every time you're going to be able to specifically get another air defense or something like that. Again, really up to you and really up to how the gameplay is running and how you plan. But again, it may be a good idea to get both air defenses because you have no idea what could or won't happen in the attack. So specifically here, getting those 2 air defenses down and also lightning spelling, I don't know how to say it, zapping off the other air defense that allows the dragons and loons to go through. Dealing with the damage CC that isn't a Electro Dragon CC is fairly easy with a dragon, few archers there. Under that poison is going to be no more. But then using the Stone Slammer on the back end in order to get rid of the other air defense that now cuts off any of the other air defenses, now only leaving the dragons and the loons from the Stone Slammer to move through. So as the Stone Slammer moves this way, the dragons are moving here, so they're going to be able there to meet up. So we can see that the haste is specifically used to get those loons right to those defenses so that then they can take them out as quick as possible as they move through the base. So that then you should have some cleanup left here and also some loons and stuff. So definitely a fairly easy attack strategy to mimicate and really do. And even though it may not go specifically like this 100%, give it a try. If you guys did enjoy this video, why not leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you guys don't miss any of my guides. Also, feel free to join the Exit Humanity family, the PlayMakers family, the Only the Brave family, and also the Elite Academy family. I'm going to leave a link to all of their Discord servers in the description below. And also, feel free to join my community Discord and follow me on Twitter. I'll leave a link down to both of those in the description. With that being said, that's going to do it, guys, for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.